My name is Nicolas Ibarguen, and I'm on a mission to meet the people committed to saving the planet. For many, protecting the environment isn't just a choice. It's a lifestyle. To describe the Sea of Cortez as beautiful would be an understatement. It's one of the most lush, biodiverse seas on this planet, or at least it should be. Located in between the mainland of Mexico and the Baja California Peninsula, it's been called the aquarium of the world because it's home to over 950 varieties of fish and 30 species of marine mammals. But this beauty and the creatures that call it home are in danger. I set out with Diana Bermudez, director of the Baja Marine Initiative, on an expedition to understand why this place, this aquarium of the world, is in jeopardy of turning into an underwater desert.
If you look at the trends and what has happened in the last 10, 15, 20 years, you see that, for example, the fisheries are declining. Anybody that you talk to will tell you that, there's less and less fish. The people that live in this region, they depend on these resources. So it would definitely have a negative impact on the livelihoods of people that live and depend on these resources.
These people include the local fishermen and people like Carlos, who have dedicated their work to ecotourism. Carlos is a dive master who has been working in this area for over a decade. I asked him what hope he had for the future of his business.
That it's going to disappear. We used to have some encounters, not very frequently. Now it's impossible. You're not going to find any sharks.
Carlos was right. There wasn't a big fish in sight. No sharks, no nothing. The commercial fisheries are leveling the seafloor with gill nets and scooping up thousands of tons of fish with trolling vessels. With bycatch rates as high as 90%, this type of fishing is wiping out everything in its path, including more than 100 species of fish, turtles, whales, dolphins, sea lions, manta rays, and marine birds. Since commercial fishing began in this area in the 60s, only about 10% of the original large fish population remain today. This scarcity is having a significant impact on the livelihoods of the local fishing communities.
¿Cuánto pescan ustedes?
Yo toda la vida.
Toda la vida pescando. ¿Y cómo ha sido el cambio? ¿Qué han visto diferencia de cuando empezaron a pescar a hoy en día?
La abundancia.
¿La abundancia?
La abundancia.
I was under the impression that fishermen and environmentalists wouldn't get along, but the people I met on this trip proved otherwise. I approached a local fisherman and asked him how he felt about the conservation efforts in his area.
Muy bien, me parece perfecto, porque así lo conservamos, porque allí van a desovar los otros peces.
Claro.
Y ahí se hace como un criadero, ya de ese criadero ya sabes que hay pescado.
The support for the conservation efforts was overwhelming, and they wanted to show me why. They took me to an area they decided to convert into something called a no-take zone. No-take zones are sites where fishing is prohibited. It was amazing the differences in how things looked compared to the non-protected area we went to earlier. The amount of marine life was striking. Bigger fish, fearless sea lions. If a sea could have an oasis, it was here. But no-take zones are few and far between. Less than 0.5% of the region has been declared a no-take zone. And people like Diana are trying to increase that to about 20%. People in these communities have an incredible amount of pride in their no-take zones, and rightfully. The Castro family is one of the best examples. They are from Cabo Pulmo, the oasis of all oases in the Sea of Cortez, home to the sea's only coral reef.
Pude darme cuenta que éramos nosotros mismos que estábamos destruyendo todo eso.
In the 80s, the University of La Paz came to study the reef. People from the community, and the university decided to request to the Mexican government to have a Cabo Pulmo as a national park.
But the government wasn't making it easy. City officials eventually approached one who warned him of the consequences.
Una vez que se decrete una área protegida, ustedes ya no van a poder pescar ahí. Y nosotros les dijimos que adelante, si eso es lo que queremos proteger.
Juan explained to me how hard it was for the community to make the transition from fishing to ecotourism, but that they have no regrets because after just 10 years, there's been about a 463% increase in biomass in the reefs. But there's still a lot more work to be done. And the local people and organizations that help them will continue to need support in making the Sea of Cortez the paradise it once was.
I love the sea. I'm passionate about the sea. Anything that I can do to make a difference is great. And the best case scenario that I see here is this area being able to manage their fisheries in a sustainable way. So we want to make sure that this very important sea can continue being that special place that it's always been.
To be able to dive is to be able to explore another world. It doesn't matter where you're from, where you were born, or what language you speak. Everyone is a foreigner under the water. What's happening in the Sea of Cortez is a perfect example of what is happening across our oceans. And we all have a responsibility of respect, one that Cabo Pulmo and the other no-take areas have proven successful and will be the key to conserving our oceans in the years to come.